mistreat them. And the whole time they were at Carmel, nothing of theirs was missing, which was nothing of yours was missing, Nabal. Ask your own servants, and they will tell you. Therefore, be favorable towards my men, since we come at a festive time. Please give your servant and your son, David, whatever you can find for them. Not what I want, but whatever you choose to give us, in other words. When David's men arrived, they gave Nabal this message in David's name. Then they waited. Nabal answered David's servant, "Who is this David? Who is this son of Jesse? Many servants are breaking away from their masters these days. Why should I take my bread and water and the meat I have slaughtered from my shears and give it to men coming from who knows where?" And I want to stop right there real fast. Just his sarcasm right there. We know who David is. I'm pretty sure he knew who David was. He tried to be funny and be mean in his dealings, but everybody knew who he was. This man already got history before he's even king. But he's anointed. He done slayed a giant. So you telling me you don't know who he is? That's trying to be funny. David's men turned around and went back. When they arrived, they reported every word. David said to his men, "Each of you strap on your sword." So they did. And David strapped on his as well. And 400 men went up with David while 200 stayed with supplies. See, he done already insulted him. And now David, he just understand you anointed king. David's still in that way, like he in his back of his mind, he for to take vengeance for himself. Because God didn't tell him to go up there and slaughter everybody or go up there and put on your swords and do what you want to do. So we know after that, one of the servants, they go and tell who?
Abigail.
The wise one. Because when you're talking to a fool, ain't nothing gonna get through. So, and I'm gonna just go ahead and just read this. It's not on the board, but I'm gonna go ahead and read it. So one of the servants told Abigail, Nabal's wife, David sent messengers from the wilderness to give our master his greetings. But he heard insults at them. And a lot of us done went through that before. We've been good to people. We ask them for something, and what they do? Nothing. I don't owe you nothing. Who are you? I didn't ask for that. You did because you wanted to do that. Pretty much that's what he's really saying. Then he said, but he heard insults at them. Yet these men were very good to us. They did not mistreat us, and the whole time we were out in the fields near them, nothing was missing. It was good to them. He could have took over if he wanted to. It's just in the back of his mind, knowing that, I'm going to be anointed king. I got some pool. I got 600 men. Let's go ahead and take over. You know, we don't care who a Nabal is. But he didn't think like that. It says, night and day, they were a wall around us. The whole time we were herding our sheep near them. Now think it over and see what you can do. Because disaster is hanging over our master and his whole household. Yes. He is such a wicked man that no one can talk to him. Like you can't talk to no fool. They ain't trying to hear what you're saying. But what Abigail do? And I'm going to go into verses 18 through 19. Abigail acted quickly. She took 200 loaves of bread, 2 skins of wine, 5 dressed sheep, some nice sheep, some big old sheep, 5 seals of roasted grain, 100 cakes of raisins, and 200 cakes of pressed figs, and loaded them on donkeys. Then she told her servants, go ahead, and I'll follow you. But guess what? She didn't tell her husband. Smart. Because if you tell your husband, then that just forfeits the whole plan. Like, come on, man, you gotta be, if you're gonna be sneaky and still trying to do something wise and good for someone, you gotta know not to go tell the fool that's gonna destroy it all. He don't even want to give it up willingly. So with her, I had some key notes that I put in. If 1 Samuel 25, 2 through 13, I titled that a fool's rejection. Yeah. Let's not be like Nabal as being harsh and mean. Yeah. Or a difficult person to deal with. Because sometimes I'm pretty sure he was very difficult for a lot of people to deal with, even probably his wife. But like we always say, they arranged marriages back then. Because I wonder, how could somebody so sweet, so intelligent, with wisdom be with such a fool? She probably was forced into that marriage. Yeah. But at the same time, when you know you got your parents maybe arranging things, because they don't go into say how she was arranged through his marriage, Could have been where she was maybe looking on the outside like, well, you know, I'm a prophetess. I'm going to be wealthy. I can take care of my family, my mother, my father. You know, not knowing when you get behind the closed doors, this man is really crazy. This man ain't got no good intentions. I say, let's not sit on a high pedestal where we look down on others with no intentions to bless others in need or the ones that helped us. God uses a lot of people to help us get where we are, but sometimes we get blessed, we don't have no type of dealings to even think about them. We don't even think about the fact like, well, you know, this person did this for me, or this person mowed my lawn so much, and at the time I didn't even have the money to get my trees weeded and my plants, all this extra twigs picked out the ground, or this all this grass, knowing that the city will come and say something about that if your grass is too high. But at the time you're going through, you still got time, but you don't have the money to do that. So you got the yard man come over there. Ma'am, you want me to do this for you while I'm in the process of doing this? No charge. And it just be the kindness of his heart. But at the same time, he come back on the block 3 months later. You know, ma'am, and he over there want somebody else on, but he see you on the porch. Hey, such and such, I just want to know, you got something to drink over there and I can drink real fast, you know, while I'm at her mowing? You over there mowing their lawn. Why you don't ask them? Come on now. But he took the time out to look out for yours when you wasn't even asking. At the same time, you were still in need. Like Nabal. You still needed somebody to watch over your shepherds and your shears, all that going on out there. Because if what if the Philistines would have came? You know, we always talking about the Chaldeans and all of that. They would have came and just swooped up some stuff. And David probably would have said, they ain't got nothing to do with us. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't not finna get it. I'm not finna use my man to get in that drama and that mess. We still here running from Saul. You know, he already had a lot on his plate. But at the same time, he still chose to be a protection for others. But you got a fool over there that act like, you know, I'm pretty sure people that came back and told him, hey, we was good out there. You know, David and his crew, they was watching over us. Somebody tried to come and take a sheep book. He pulled the sword out and they bagged back, you know? So, no, we're not going to go like he just didn't know who David was. Because when the wife come about, she going to tell you exactly who he is. Then I put right here for 1 Samuel chapter 25, verses 18 through 19. With Abigail quick thinking and understanding, she shows us that even though we come from a difficult relationship with a spouse or a family member, we do not have to do the same or choose the same path. She knew what was right and wrong. She chose to save her household and still be a blessing to David and his men. She acted with encouragement. God used her to prevent a massacre from happening. Because at the end of the day, God allowed her to intervene. She could have stood back and said nothing. But at the end of the day, sometimes God uses us to intervene. Sometimes we have to be a peacemaker. When we know at the end of the day, we're for to get into a confrontational situation with someone, maybe we got to reevaluate ourselves. And that's when the wisdom kicks in. You're like, God, come on, let me know what to say, because I really don't want to say this. Or I really don't want to go over here and pick a fight with this person. And at the same time, from David's end, you cannot expect someone to be good to you because you was good to them. That's what he had to learn. And at the end of the day, he was doing a good job, but he was going to take vengeance into his own hands to try to defuse the situation, which would have escalated more. And that's what we have to understand. Some things we cannot just throw it in our hand to take advantage of. We just have to leave it alone. And that's when the wisdom kicked in with Abigail, because she automatically knew that at the end of the day, her husband was in the wrong. And David just coming in. He didn't come demanding. He just said, give me anything if you can spare it. He could have said, hey, we've been doing this and I feel like you owe us this. You owe us about 3 sheep over there. And we need about... Oh, she bringing 2 skins of wine. We need about 4. We know you over there balling. We need all the grain over there. Everything. We need clothing. Go ahead and share the sheep for us. We need some wool on us. But he didn't do that. He came with humbleness. He came with asking. And what she do is, I'm going to go into the next one. It says, okay, I had a little more to it. Okay, but this one is 1 Samuel 25. Verses 25 through 35. And this one is Abigail and David. And I call this the transaction. Because that's where it's supposed to have been anyway. So she's making the transaction. So she says, Please pay no attention, my Lord,
no attention.
that the wicked man Nabal, he is just like his name. His name means fool, and folly goes with him. That means his name, and he act it out in just as much. And what parent? I don't name my baby no fool. Come on now, they literally marked him. And as for me, your servant, I did not see the man my Lord sent. And now, my Lord, as surely as the Lord your God lives, as you live, since the Lord has kept you from bloodshed. She already speaking on it. You ain't for to shed no blood. He keep you from it now. And from avenging yourself with your own hands. God didn't tell him to come do that. It was that he put in his own. Sometimes we cannot put it in our own hands and leave it in God's hands. Because sometimes we're just going to go make a mess. We get so mad on for... Go knock on her door and tell her about herself. No, not today. Because that's what he was finna go do. He was going to really go in and just handle everybody. But that's not up to you to do that. You cannot be thinking you're going to go off your own understanding. At the same time, David went off his own understanding, and you got David trying to go off his own understanding. I'm upset because I feel like you shouldn't be asking me for nothing. I don't owe you anything. I didn't ask you to help my shearers out there. David is... Come on now, you gonna be petty like that? We looked out for you and everything. Okay, well I'm just gonna go take what's mine then. You know, you finna go there and take down all the men. You know, come on now. It's always the men too that get kind of suffer when it go down to it. But she said, let me go back. As surely as you live, since the Lord has kept you from bloodshed and from avenging yourself with your own hands, may your enemies and all who are intent on harming my Lord be like Nabal. And let this gift which your servant has brought to my Lord be given to the men who follow you. Come on now, she thinking about the men too, the people behind him. See, she know at the end of the day, this is a fool. I'm not like him, but I'm gonna take the blame. And sometimes we take the blame for others.
For real.
We really do. And we get in this bind, and sometimes we try to do what's right. And sometimes we try to make it fair, but we got to ask God what is right. Because sometimes when people be trying to defend, God has to show them, like, no, you cannot keep doing this. But he used us to be a peacemaker. And sometimes you got to be a peacemaker for yourself. Because what if you're in a situation and you don't have nobody else to vouch for you? All you got is the Lord. Because sometimes he'll send somebody in, oh, she didn't mean that, sir. You know, what you say you needed and all that, I didn't know. Give him the $20, give him the $30. May peace be with you. We can go on about our way. You got somebody, you didn't have to give that to them. Yeah, hush. You know, come on now, because they're about to beat you down behind their money. Yep. Be quiet. Sometimes you got to just be humble and be quiet. Because at the end of the day, she could have surely said, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm tired of Nabal anyway. Let him come get him. You know, I mean, we never know. He could have been harsh to her. So you never know. So it says, please forgive your servant presumption. The Lord your God will certainly make a lasting dynasty for my Lord, because you fight the Lord's battle. Yes, he do. And no wrongdoing will be found in you as you live. Even though someone is pursuing you to take your life, the life of my Lord will be bound securely. In the bundle of the living by the Lord your God, but the lives of your enemies he will hurl away as from the pocket of a sling. When the Lord has fulfilled for my Lord every good thing he's promised concerning him, and has appointed him ruler over Israel. And I want to say that she's seeing all this, and her husband said, who is David? It don't say nowhere before this that the servant came back and told her the appointed David. All this, and he just said he assaulted David with words. He has been good to us. But for his wife to drop all that down, let's show you right there, husband was a fool. He was really trying to be funny. He really just wanted to share with who he wanted to share with. And we sometimes be like that in ways. We share with who we want to share with. We share with our family member. And they probably ain't did nothing for us. But a person that done broke their back for us and gave us rides and lifts to work all the time, we don't even want to spread $20. And that's real. And that's a fool right there. You looking out for those who ain't looked up for you, and the ones who help you get what you at, where you at. You can't even look out for them. Some people don't even ask for money. Yeah. They just ask you just like a prayer. If that's the case, then you better not say you went not pray for nobody. Don't pray for nobody. You ain't sincere about it. But they ask for the littlest things. And he asked for anything. He could say anything. They probably could have sent back 2, 3 loaves of bread. And you're like, okay, well, but you said nothing. Who are you? Who is your daddy and you? We don't know you, That's how I would have took it. And in a way, you understand how David felt, but at the same time, we can't take vengeance into our head when somebody say something to us because we upset. We all probably have to work on that still. But it's best, don't say nothing at all. Shut the door. I don't have to argue with you. Just don't come through this door. Don't be on the other end. If you want that case, don't do it. And sometimes we just have to learn. It says, even though I'm pursuing you, take the life. The Lord my leg will bound securely in the bundle of living by the Lord your God. But the lives of your enemies he will hurl as far away from the pocket of a sling, like I just said. When the Lord has fulfilled for my Lord every good thing he promised concerning him, and he has appointed him ruler over Israel. My Lord will not on his conscience. My Lord will not have on his conscience the staggering burden of needless bloodshed. That's needless. He don't need to be doing all that for what? You gonna be king soon. What you sit here killing for? Then God gotta look at that and gotta discipline you for that, because he disciplined him at the end of the day for everything that he did. There was a consequence behind it, whether he came back and prayed for it or not. But he did, because he understood his consequence. He understood his wrongdoings, and this would have been another one he would have been praying for. Come on now. It said, my Lord will not have on his conscience the staggering burden of needless bloodshed or having avenged himself. And when the Lord your God has brought my Lord success, remember your servant. Oh, he will. David said to Abigail, praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel, who has sent you today to me. May you be blessed for your good judgment and for keeping me from bloodshed this day and from avenging myself with my own hands. Otherwise, as surely as the Lord, the God of Israel lives, who has kept me from harming you, if you had not come quickly to meet me, not one male belonging to Nabal would have been left alive in daybreak. He was just bold. He was too gangster. Then David accepted from her hand what she had brought him and said, go home in peace. I have heard your words and granted your request. And right there, I want to go and say, at times, someone else has to step in and be a peacemaker. Like I said, instead of adding fuel to the fire when she did it, she thought of wisdom. Because like I said, sometimes we can stand back and watch a lot of things happen when we can really be a deal breaker and a peacemaker of a situation. Because a lot of us, we be like, oh, my cousin don't like her. Oh, my old man said he ain't dealing with them, so I don't like them. And when they come to me, I'm going to be mean. I'm going to be a fool. I'm going to be foolish towards them. No, she wasn't like that. She knew what her husband was doing was wrong. And we have to sometimes really, really step up and say that sometimes. Sometimes we try to go, minimize the situation for someone. She didn't minimize it. Yeah, he a fool. He do foolish things. Yeah, he was wrong. But I'm pleading for him. And we have to plead sometimes. For our kids, maybe for a brother or a sister, because they keep doing the same thing, or they out here got caught up on people drug money, you know what I'm saying? Owing this, owing that. Now we gotta go come out of our pocket to make sure they don't get killed. Because they said, well, they should have gave it to me. They should have gave me the keys to their car. Come on now, don't act like that, So at the end of the day, like I said, Abigail could have stood back nor said anything. But she knew David was anointed by God and didn't want to see someone good like him go down for someone foolish like Nabal. She took responsibilities for someone else's action. Sometimes it'd be hard to do, but we do. Because it could be a life or death situation there. Because if she wasn't probably so pretty, he probably would have booted her out the way too. Because when you go on and read, you see she become a wife of his. You see Nabal end up dying, but that ain't in my reading book. When you go to see, you'll see. It says she came humble knowing she could have came off harsh. Sometimes we got to know we don't have to come off harsh with everything.
Yep, Lord.
Let's ask God for the wisdom on what to do and say instead of our own thinking and understanding. Because that's what Nabal and David pretty much was going off of their own. David did not once say God. should I go take vengeance and go do this? He just said, come on, boys, this is what we finna do. Then that would have been another sin or another strike on them. We don't know what would have happened if Abigail would have never made it in time. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Abigail came with humility and compassion. And that's how we got to come off. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because she could have came off and said, you get this stuff and don't you bring your butt over here no more. You know, we don't know how. You know how she could have went off. You take this loaves of bread and this wine and we don't want to see you. Go get drunk all you want. We don't need your help anymore either since you want to kill over her. That's what she could have said, but she did it. So at the end of the day, we got to watch how we coming off. We got to ask God for the wisdom, ask God for what to say. And we know we're in a tough situation and we don't know what to say. Just don't say nothing at all. Because like we always say, when you take it out, when you say it, you can't get it back like David. He insulted David. Once they got out there, I'm pretty sure he knew David had them. And that's why his servant went to someone wise. He could have went to anybody else, but he went to the wife. And she had to be really, really highly respected and liked it. And they probably knew when this don't go right, we go to her. And he knew exactly who to go to. And she didn't think off of, I need to make sure we. No, they was loaded. This what he need. This what he did for us. Let's go get it done. At the end of the day, let's not go off our own understanding. Let's go off of God's wisdom. Because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure with her being in the situation she is, it don't say it here, but I'm pretty sure in the back of her mind she was praying and asking God, Lord, let your king, let our Lord that you finna have be rule over us eventually. Accept this stuff and let us go about our business and you deal with Nabal how you gonna deal with him. You know, so like I said, let's pick wisdom over foolishness. Because foolishness can come out of anywhere. It can happen real fast. We can cut up real fast with somebody upsetting us. Definitely somebody telling us we owe them something. And which David didn't even say that. He politely asked. But in the back of our mind, when somebody asking for something and we feel like, not right now, this is not the time, or we know what they done for us, we come off like maybe they saying we owe them something. And then sometimes maybe you do. Maybe God will use you to be a blessing back to them. But he didn't use Nabal, he used his wife. Because at the end of the day, it got there. And that's how you know God is working in the midst of everything. And we feel like something not going right. And at the same time, quit giving your service to ungrateful people. That's another thing, because he really gave his service to an ungrateful man. Whether the servants was thankful for it, which they was, but the king wasn't out there every day. He didn't see what was going on. And a lot of people behind closed doors, when they don't see it, they're not going to be grateful for what you're doing for them. They're not going to understand how you're going through it. You running for your life. But I'm taking the time out there. Help somebody else and make sure his shears and his sheep don't be hurt or touched. But I'm running for my life, you know. And some people don't care about that. I'm pretty sure you heard about the beef with him and saw all this. Come on, this is going all over Israel. This is like the news, you know. So at the end of the day, we have to understand, like, just because we good to someone, I mean they're going to give it back. And we feel like we're being insulted, or let's not insult others, you know. Let's not be foolish towards others, because we can be foolish towards others. And we see someone being foolish towards us, just ask God, like, hey, what do I do with this? And he gonna tell you, and he gonna let you know, hey, I need you to step back from that person. You helped enough. Now I need this person to see, you know. And it be like that sometimes. So let's try to pick wisdom over foolishness. And always remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because he could have said it so much politer than what he said. He said, well, David, my boy, I just don't got it today. You know, but he like, who is you? Let's not play crazy. And let's not play crazy with God. We know, like Mother was just saying, he bless you. He blessed us, and we can't give back. We can't even pray to him. We can't even give back to nobody that's in need. You know what I'm saying? So let's have wisdom over foolishness before anything.
Amen. Amen. Good.